guess? Hello, everyone. Just making sure everything is in order. Everything appears to be excellent. Alright, so we're probably not going to do a complete 100% run. At least not tonight. Let's aim for 20 more stars. So with me I have a mystery person.
Hello.
Yes. Yes. And they will not reveal their name. They will be forever a mystery. Now shush. Now watch as we play this game and probably rant about Star Wars.
Let's not go there. Let us not actually go there. That is a bad idea.
Is it now?
Yes, very much so.
Fine.
Like, unless they just want to, hear why all the old stuff was better.
Actually, let's start at 9 Dire Docks. I mean, in comparison to last time, if anything, there's some of the topics are less. That'd be a less touchy topic. This channel, if you haven't known, is home to kind of differentiating opinions. I often
it's the internet. Why isn't it just a complete what is it?
Groupthink Collective?
Groupthink Collective, or whatever you want it to be. Everyone just spouts whatever they want, especially the people.
Oh yes.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. But oh yes. So one video I might do, because again I've been trying to cut down on videos because I'm trying to finish this game I've been working on for like 5 goddamn years.
He has been working on it for a while.
Yeah, yes I have. And with the alright, so chest of the current. Okay, so it is this level I'm doing. Alright, awesome. I might just do a little video tour of my game room as it is currently.
That's an electric chest.
Yes, I gathered that after being shocked by it. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. Huzzah. Those air bubbles are mighty handy.
Yeah. They somehow heal you.
Yes. So yeah, with kind of a return of collect-a-thons, or whatnot, between banjo, no, not banjo, ukulele and...
It's very hard to not make that mistake.
It kinda is. Between that and Mario Odyssey, and while it's not a collect-a-thon, we're getting Sonic Forces later this year. Whatnot.
OC the video game.
OC the video game. Well, like I just have half the title screen start, and like as soon as like it comes to character creation, oh no. As soon as it comes to like character creation, welcome to DeviantArt.
Right before you make Big the Cat and go on a quest for Froggy instead of actually saving the world.
Yes. Alright, I'm going to adjust the web browser so I can actually see the chat while I'm doing this. Perfect! Okay, so... with that, regardless, so what I was originally going to say is Naughty Dog's probably not going to do it, but do you think any developer or whatnot is going to kind of do like a precursor legacy sort of thing where it's not just a collect-a-thon, but it's like in a open interconnected world? Because I'd love to see that again. That
sounds
great.
like you require creativity that the modern game industry does not have.
Shots fired. So, let me get this straight. We can make we could have shots fired at the video game industry and the internet for that matter, but not the output of Abrams.
Like, you mean the man that honestly just rips off everyone else's work and we call it creative genius? Sure. Remember, kids, as long as you're being paid by the content creators to rip off a franchise within the same franchise, it's okay.
Yeah. So. Okay. Pole jumping for red coins. Alright. Alright. Well, that.
Yes, you are early. We just barely started.
Well, yes, I was just playing Zelda too. Zelda is Mario, didn't you know? I have to go for a few minutes. I already have. Later.
Something about it. Don't think, man.
Okay. So, actually, Xkoy, what were your questions? Because I think I remember them. So we played Mario 3. Yes, totally.
I could throw that in the NES.
Yeah, he could. He has the cartridge. Mystery Guest has the cartridge in his hands at the moment. The NES is like literally right to the left of him. I was just playing Zelda too. Well, the stream.
I know.
Yeah. Delayed. There's a delay. So.
There's always a delay.
Of course. Why would it be instantaneous? That's
because we live in America.
Alrighty. But no, mystery guest. Last time, at one point, I did kind of list the Star Wars film into tiers. As I would.
Tiers?
Yes.
Oh, then you have to refresh me on this.
Yes, so for me personally, this is all my own subjective viewpoints and whatnot, and how I feel about the films personally. The top ranks, I'll just have it tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3.
Well, that sounds familiar in other conversations we've had.
Yes, though different
I know,
meaning
I know.
behind them. But with that, so at the top, tier 1, I would have A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. Not particularly in that order. And then middle tier, I'd place Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, Rogue One. Bottom tier, Phantom Menace, though Phantom Menace is the closest I'd feel to being middle tier. Attack of the Clones and Force Awakens.
Okay.
I'm
surprised in terms of internet groupthink that you would dare put the movie with the Ewoks so highly rated. I mean, the Ewoks ruined everything.
Oh my.
But actually, no, they didn't. Gotta love those internet people.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, probably about that. Force Awakens definitely ranks very, very low, but I would actually probably put the other two still kind of more medium, just because they at least have originality going for them.
Right.
Whereas The Force Awakens, you felt like you were watching a movie you already saw.
For me, it wasn't even so much that. Like, when I'll be completely honest, when I heard people say, like, the day the movie came out, because I also saw the movie opening day.
I saw it shortly after.
So, with that, booba-dooba-doo.
No, Attack of the Clones is definitely one of the, definitely not one of the greatest movies. There's a lot of forced stuff going on there. It's just, I don't consider it any of the worst. What's the best?
He's probably going to say the 2008 Clone Wars movie as a joke.
Well, let's see what he says.
Of
there
course.
you go. There you go. That is definitely... It's so good, they will deny it ever existed.
But yeah,
Who else wants to see Mark Hamill look like a girl? He honestly does in that movie with all the makeup they put on him.
Yeah. Here's hoping Episode 8 won't be an Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, it probably will be.
Yeah. Why am I not grabbing it anymore?
Because the game hates you.
That and not only am I conversing with chat now, I am also conversing with you.
Yes, don't worry, I can look at the chat.
Okay, so with that, but yeah, what I was saying earlier, when people were drawing the comparison, saying like, oh, it's basically a remake of Episode 4, I thought it was kind of like going to be like kind of an Episode 1 deal where there was a lot of parallels and whatnot, and I didn't necessarily mind it, initially, because again, Episode 4 is personally my favorite. I love Episode 4, but yeah. And when I left the theater, I actually might as well talk about this. When I went to the theater with a friend, not Mystery Guest, it was a different friend.
No, I saw the movie in IMAX 3D.
So I actually got to see the film opening day in a theater completely almost by myself.
What?
Yeah. We picked
How did the hype
best
train
time.
derail in that theater?
It was more so the time we picked it, because again, it would be a school day for a lot of people, or a work day for a lot of people.
That has not stopped any of my friends from school from going to see a movie at ungodly hours. I disagree with that statement about it being a school night. It does not affect people when they want to go see a movie.
Yes. You mean they would skip school or whatnot for it?
Maybe. All I know is just like they have major tests the next day. Oh, I'm gonna go see a movie.
But yeah, so
I
yeah.
have Guardians actually in my finals.
Oh.
Guardians 2 was also kind of meh.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Star Wars.
Yeah. So we saw it in a theater almost completely by myself. Yeah, and with Ryan actually. So with that, yeah, let's go in here.
That happens a lot with art. You always hate what you make later.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if you want to replace it, I can. You can send me one new thumbnail or whatnot, and I can replace
Let's go
it.
back with Ryan's Star Wars movie.
So yeah, we basically chose in the middle of the day. Actually, we chose in the morning, like at 10:30.
Okay, that could explain it.
Yeah, exactly. And I left the theater, I was entertained, but I didn't know how many times. I was immediately questioning, as the credits were rolling, how many times I would re-watch it.
Oh, I can tell you for a fact. As soon as I came out of the movie, I'm like, yeah, if there hadn't been like 6 other movies, this would have been decent. Like, as a Hollywood film, it definitely hits every category. As a Star Wars film, nothing really.
Yeah. For me, and I don't think I've talked so much about it. Well, crap. Well, at least I landed on something. Might want to reconfigure this controller a little later, because it's kind of acting a little weird. But then again, it's not exactly like this thing was designed to run on the computer.
What?
Yeah, for those of you who aren't knowing, I have my GameCube controller hooked up to my computer. That's why I'm playing this.
N64 controllers suck.
Yes, they do. I was actually talking about that just last stream. I love the way it looks. Hate using it.
Sure.
But, yeah. So, yeah, one thing that...
He is the mysterious hacker that does all the bad things on the interwebs. And the interwebs is a series of tubes. And so when you have bad internet, it's because the pipes are clogged.
You're having way too much fun with that, aren't you?
It is a series of tubes. A senator in a very important Congress hearing made a mention of it. It's exactly how it works. You just gotta clean the tubes.
Okay, come on now. This has always driven me a little nuts. Come on.
I can tell you this, Sonic. With Episode 7, every time I've seen it, I get more and more disappointed.
I haven't seen Episode 7 since 2015. Yeah. Basically,
We've been complaining about it since 2015. I think we so.
Yeah.
2015, right? Yeah.
Yeah, basically, there are things that I like it, again, as a movie, But and there's some miscellaneous ideas that I do enjoy. But here's kind of the thing. Here's one of the things that kind of kills it for me. The film is written and treated not as like what they handled it with the prequels, where history kind of repeats itself, so similar events and themes start reoccurring. But no, it's more so trying to be both a sequel and a soft reboot. And through that, the world building suffers.
Oh, what? It suffers? What, you mean the fact that we also completely and utterly destroyed what every neckbeard fanboy desired? To have something be more like the original trilogy. Well, the only way you can make it more like the original trilogy is by destroying the original trilogy. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
All that work for those 3 episodes, gone.
Yeah, there's like...
Even Han Solo was just kind of like, yeah, I did all this like great stuff to help the galaxy become a better place. Now I want to be a smuggler again.
Yep.
Good job, Han.
Yeah.
Good job.
So let's keep our
That's
voices down.
really shooting first.
Let's keep our voices a little further down, though.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, there was a lot. Is Jedi Starfighter a good game? Thomas, one of my friends has more experience with that than I do. As to does the mystery guest? Now that I think about it, mystery guest went to think. Sorry, I screwed up.
That game was always interesting. I only though had a friend that had it. Friend's not here.
Ham Solo.
So that's always one of the more interesting things about it. That game definitely did not age well.
Yeah.
That's all really I can say. It was great at the time, but kind of ages kind of terribly. Don't try playing it in multiplayer. You're gonna get a lot of lag.
Yeah,
so the PS2 version.
Yeah, we had experience with that. Like, basically the vibe I get out of it, basically when I play it, I kind of just end up wanting to play Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, Rogue Squadron definitely runs overall better. Like, if you haven't played Rogue Squadron, the game's definitely fine. If you played any of the Factor 5 games, you kind of want to play the Factor 5 ones. Don't go with Yoda jokes. Come on, man.
But yeah.
And got soloed in episode 7? Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes. However, with Rogue One, what made that refreshing for me was they got the world building for the most part, not just down, but really down.
They also managed to decide to design their own areas. Yes, we still had a desert again. Star Wars is obsessed with deserts.
Oh, it is, but
we had another desert planet, but it felt new.
Yeah, totally.
And that's why Rogue One is overall better than Episode 7.
And not only that, but also...
Or maybe it's the fact that the director actually had Lucas help. What a concept!
Another thing that I felt helped is, like, think back to, like, the original trilogy in particular. When you think of, A New Hope, you think primarily of the desert. When you're trying to think of, like, planets that were prominently in them.
I just think of the desert and, Yavin.
Yeah, basically, but yeah, when I think of New Hope, one of the first things I think of is Tatooine. When I think of, so I think of, like, the desert, I think of, like, these tans and oranges. When I think Empire Strikes Back, one of my first mental associations is Hoth, so whites and blues.
It kind of keeps that motif, actually, for the rest of most of the film until they hit Beskar.
Yeah, and then...
It really does.
Yeah, and then, let's see, Mystery of the Monkey Cage. So with that, and Return of the Jedi, I think primarily of Endor. So different color schemes and whatnot. And Force Awakens didn't really have its own new planet that really did that. Rogue One, on the other hand, did. Scarif. Like, when I think of Rogue One of the first things I think of is tropical, like, regions and whatnot. I think of Scarif in the same way in relation to that film as I do...
Like I said, yeah, Rogue One was definitely a whole lot more memorable than The Force Awakens was. I wouldn't necessarily want to go back and watch it again. Like, once I finally got my own copies of the original saga, which is all of the original Lucasfilms, it basically kind of ended up just becoming a case of just watching them way more frequently than I would have expected myself to.
Right.
Also, let me see. Okay,
let me
there
talk
is
to
the
this guy.
truth, though, that some villains have hated sand. We're not so sure about that emo kid, though. We haven't really gotten to see him with sand or talk about sand.
Boy.
Although I think that is really the true question that all of us have about that kid.
Yes.
What does he think about sand?
No, I'm just imagining Anakin's Force Ghost haunting the living shit out of Kylo Ren and whatnot, and then it gets to a point where it's like give me one reason why I should keep you alive, but grandfather, I love sand, and then he just completely loses it.
You're dead to me.
Yes.
Well, he probably is already dead to him.
Oh yeah.
To be perfectly honest.
Oh totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Well, here's the other thing also. Can we go into some speculation about the next movie?
Yes.
Okay, definitely going into speculation. You do notice that mask gets trashed. So, maybe Anakin does tell him to stop being such a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Possibly.
Because honestly, Kylo Ren overall is definitely the weakest Star Wars villain I have ever seen.
Yeah.
There's a theory though, and this is actually something I'd like to see what you guys have to say.
Yeah.
Is Star Wars is essentially actually a franchise that needs to live in a world of black and white. Jedi and Sith need to exist for Star Wars to work. And Disney seems to be more and more content with moving things towards this idea of gray and no clearly defined lines. That's not Star Wars. While it might make more metaphorical niceness or whatever you want to call it,
Shit.
it definitely is not the way that this franchise was designed to work from a story standpoint.
Yeah. Like we were talking about earlier, how, like, the Grey Jedi in of itself is kind of neat as like a side addition or whatnot, but when it overtakes everything, it's just, it takes more away than anything.
Well, to keep it in with games, you look at the Jedi Knight game series. That game series kind of basically, with the character of Kyle Katarn, gave you a character that ultimately was a Grey Jedi in a world of a still clearly defined Jedi-Sith dichotomy. I guess that's the right word, right?
Yeah, yes it is.
Dichotomy. Yeah, excellent.
And I fell off, so I know I need to...
I went to college. I know words.
Jar Jar Binks is best Sith Lord, of course.
Jar Jar Binks is the best Sith Lord. It would have been a much better thing than whatever Snoke is.
Yes.
Honestly, had they just made like some secret comeback of Dark Plagueis the Wise, that would have been more cool than whatever the heck Mr. Hologram is. Also, what is with the hologram all of a sudden being in color? Granted, the Jedi kinda did actually have color holograms.
A little bit.
But it still was like VHS quality hologram, and it was great.
Yes.
I gotta see what they did again in the Blu-rays, if they made it more blue.
Yes.
I think in the Blu-rays they made it more blue.
Look at that low poly spiding. I love it. You can't see the faults that well when you're actually playing it in like what 320 by 240, but
20 by 240, a blurry television, all that jazz. Very fun.
yes. Alrighty. So, from a discussion standpoint, this stream is already off to a far better start. However, from a playability standpoint, I've only got 3 stars.
You got a while, man.
Yeah. I think at this point, the goal should be... What? That was delayed. Okay.
You need to collect some lives, man.
Yes, I do.
Get some lives.
Here's an idea. Let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's go to the earlier stage and collect 100 coins. Yes. So, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm very happy that this kind of game is coming back.
Honestly, they are one of the more interesting type of games to do, especially considering that everyone now is just like, let's give you a gun and first person and press X to pay respects.
Yeah.
QuickTime events, honestly, they were cool, but they definitely are getting very boring.
Yeah. I think they got boring pretty quickly. I think...
What do you mean pressing X to pay respects wasn't enough?
I'm thinking, like... Let's see. Let's do the. My general strategy is to pick the
What?
rare
How's he
coins.
not seen?
Some people just have them.
That's
I guess.
surprising.
Yeah.
Well,
if you can't pick up a DVD copy, there's always the internet for that. But shush, shush. But shush, shush. But yeah, if you haven't seen Rogue One, but you have seen episode 7, watch Rogue One.
Yeah, we've kind of been going through spoilers quite a bit.
I don't think they've been too major, though.
No, they're not too major. They're very vague. But honestly, if you've seen any of the other films, you've definitely seen episode 7.
Yeah. Again.
Wait. What was the title that I used back in the day? What was it?
For what?
Revenge of a New Hope? No. Something. Remember, I combined all the 3 original trilogy movies together.
Oh yeah. It was.
Return of a New Hope Strikes Back. There
Yes.
you go.
Yes.
That's episode 7. Return of a New Hope Strikes Back. It really is. There are elements from all of those films.
But yeah, to keep things kind of in the vague territory.
That's still pretty vague.
Yeah, to keep it there or whatnot. For more specifics, for more specifics or whatnot, I might just do a review, just a full analysis of it, of both films or whatnot, if I have the time. That's the big determining factor. Because I have stuff I need to finish.
Like getting stars?
Well, that too. That's the most immediate. Migraine. Ooh, I gotta go in. Ooh, I beat the game. Okay, come on now. But... Yeah. But also, like, the last thing I'll talk about is, about those 2 movies is, cinematography. Whatnot. Rogue One definitely had more Star Wars-y cinematography to me.
Yeah. Overall, Rogue One just felt like a Star Wars film.
Yeah, it wasn't completely,
It didn't feel like the regular stuff that... What's it called?
It wasn't...
Everything else is throwing out at you right now.
Right. And also...
Felt unique.
But also the... What was I going to say? Fuck. I lost my train of thought.
Something about cinematography.
Yes. Okay. But yeah, like there were a lot. I mean, I guess that kind of speaks for in of itself. Like, just the shots were more consistent with what you saw, especially the space battle. That was like one of the best space battles I've seen in ages. I'd say
that was a pretty good one.
I would say my favorite.
I still swear that Hammerhead thing they just ripped out of the old KOTOR games.
Yeah.
I swear that was a ship in those games.
No, it was a ship in those games.
Oh, great. That's the other thing that's kind of annoying about Disney. They're kind of just like, we don't want any. We did away with Legends. Let's try to steal as much as we can from Legends.
Yeah. Though I also loved the way they used it.
Well, they used it exactly how it was supposed to be used.
Yeah.
It was just like, Disney, make up your mind. Either do away with Legends or keep it.
But, like, when they said...
I agree. The Virtual Boy was the best.
But, yeah, the funny thing... But, yeah. So, like, when I'm watching the film, like, on that also opening day, however, it was an inverse scenario, you could say I wasn't alone in the theater. I'll go into that more later. Yeah. So, when Admiral Rada says, "Bring in the Hammerhead Corvette, I have an idea," I'm like, wait, they don't mean. And then when it comes on screen, just the way it pans over, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, and also you can kind of say that game sometimes got a little more fan servicey, but they felt like the right kind of fan.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh look, here's this thing. Remember this thing? Like, here's the exact same remote.
Like, if you really did not actually know what the reference was, you were not going to get it. nor did it really like take away from anything.
Like the problem was with the like fan service in Force Awakens was it was all too convenient. Like it felt unnatural.
It felt yeah. Well, with the major one, the Phasma one.
Yeah.
Would that be too much spoilers?
Which one?
The Phasma one. At the end of the film.
That might be.
Okay. Then we'll not go with that one.
Yeah. But there's like, okay, let me search through this bag. Oh, what do I find in here? Oh, here's a little remote thing that Luke was fighting and like whatnot. It was like, it was
because you know, Han would totally have just kept that in his ship for all these years.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Like, what, like 30, 40 years at this point?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
You see, Karen, that little remote, that's the next Amiga. You're going to keep that thing around for like 35 years.
Oh, yeah.
I friggin' love, hang on. My mom is asking me if I'm alive. So is Molly, actually.
I guess she was trying to get in contact with you. You might want to say that you're alive.
Yes. But yeah, but one thing I love is Mark Hamill doing Harrison Ford impressions.
Yeah.
Those are great.
Yeah. It's also great that Mark Hamill right now is like a major critic of the franchise that he brought into like popularity.
Yeah, and it's hard to disagree with a lot of his points.
It really is hard to disagree with his points because he actually understands.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of part of the creative process of the original films.
Yeah.
So do you think he actually knows what he's talking about? According to Disney, no, he doesn't.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, you totally didn't help create the three films that he was in. No, not at all.
But yeah, I'm gonna say on top of that. But yeah, like, however, like, have it, like, again, while KOTOR in of itself isn't canon anymore, like, that ship, like, the Hammerhead could have existed at any point in time, and even if it did exist in the Old Republic, it could have continued manufacture if it...
Yeah.
So, like, it's still... It's not too distracting, it's more so of a, hey, that's cool without too much shit getting in the way to make it...
Again, it's also one of those references that if you've never played KOTOR or paid too much attention in Legends, you wouldn't have noticed at all. You'd just be like, oh, that's a cool ship.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look, it's doing a cool thing. Look at it doing the cool thing.
Yeah. And they didn't bring too much attention to it.
No, they didn't.
It's not like...
They brought just enough.
They brought just enough attention to it because it did a thing in the plot and then it disappeared forever.
Yeah. Though my one issue with Rogue One, and this kind of does... this doesn't go into spoiler territory or whatnot, but it does kind of provide an interesting contrast, is narratively, I love it. Thematically, I love it. Action-wise, I love it. However, I don't...
So what's missing?
It's basically, even the characters and whatnot, I like the characters, but I don't think we get enough time to really spend time with them and know them. The plot is constantly on the move. Like, it
was.
And on one hand, they had a lot to cram in there, so I don't really know just how well you could work that into a 2-hour movie, introduce these characters and fully develop them by the end of it. But at the same time, like, it's kind of interesting, because, like, pull up Empire Strikes Back. Pull up Empire Strikes Back on your computer or whatnot, and just kind of scroll through the search bar or whatnot, or like just click on random points in the timeline at random time frames and whatnot. And what do you land on? You often end on just people talking or having intimate moments or just like characters alone.
Wait. You're telling me that Star Wars is not a constant stream of action sequences? What?
But yeah, whereas with, you do that with Rogue One.
Wait, I'm still, like, having my mind blown here by the concept that Star Wars is actually a space soap opera.
Shock. Stun.
Because if you haven't noticed, that is actually what Star Wars is.
Give me my stories. I want my stories.
Okay, you're just, like, going crazy now. This is a little excessive.
Nonsense.
that was, yes, you're like, you have the wing cap, a shell.
But yeah, you do that with Rogue One, and while I think Rogue One works this well, they definitely cram enough character in there to warrant investment. There's always something intense happening, basically.
Yeah. Oh, who's the favorite character?
Is my favorite character? I don't really have one.
I don't, but if I had to pick, it would probably just be Luke, because he kind of is the main, the original main character of the franchise.
Yes.
Although apparently, really, if you really want to go, it would be Anakin Skywalker is the true main character of the franchise.
Yeah.
In hindsight, he is.
So I honestly really find that, like, really interesting. Like, when you watch even just the original trilogy on its own, like, you're, like, watch the... Oh, that's very nice. You're following these characters, and, like, you're basically trying to stay away from this guy as much as possible. He's scary. Get away from him. Anakin, Darth Vader, and whatnot. But by like Return of the Jedi, when they start really diving into him, you start to realize this real even if the prequels didn't exist, by the time we get to Return of the Jedi, we really start to see this really isn't. This story is really about Darth Vader.
Yeah. No, I see where you're going with that. But what about Episode 1? Again, it had to do things. Honestly, the weirdest thing... No, let's not make a spin-off movie starring Jar Jar Binks. That is a terrible idea. But anyway, Episode 1. Yes, it does have some bad acting and things like that, and it's not necessarily the best flowing movie. But it gets what it needs to through. And that's what essentially is there. And also, at the same time, it does it, again, unlike Episode 7, in an original manner. Yes, there's trade disputes and things like that, but then again, Star Wars has always had politics.
That's something the internet does not like to admit, but it did.
Always did. First movie, literally, I think within the opening sequence, basically. There's talk about the Senate not enjoying what Vader just did.
Yeah, no, like, we get this big opening battle or whatnot, and then immediately afterwards they're talking about the political ramifications of it, and that's not where it stops. No, there's quite a bit of it, but people like to tune it out.
Your friend thinks he figured out who I am. No, I am not George.
Then the door opens in the back. Actually, I am.
No. Really, the only reason my view is because I sort of did grow up a little bit prequel time, like your host did. But really, it's just that...
Mystery Guest is slightly younger than I am. Slightly.
Like, probably like a few months, or like almost at most a year.
A little more than a year, actually. I'm a 94 baby.
I'm 95.
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically a year.
But yeah, basically, how I was introduced to the films is... oh, that's going to be fun to get.
Have fun.
Yes, but basically, I was introduced to the trilogy... my first exposure to Star Wars was... it wasn't too far from when the prequel started. However, it was after... It was before any of the special editions. It was before any of the changes. It was before the prequels or whatnot. I saw Star Wars more or less in the same way generations before did. And whatnot.
Oh, wait, so you're like one of those, like, despecialized neckbeards?
Not particularly.
Okay, just want to make that clear.
Though I do have the specialized on my computer. I still have the 95 box set. I have both the special edition and the original trilogy on their respective VHS box set. And I like both. I seriously do. And I have a lot of fondness towards, like, the original effects and, like, everything. And whatnot.
Fine, but the improvements for the most part, honestly.
when the special editions do make improvements, they make improvements.
Yes, and then the things that most people seem to get upset about are like so insignificant to the overall story and how the story runs. It's just like you are being so petty.
There are
like,
some
oh
things...
dear, he put a Bronto in a Mos Eisley scene. Oh no. The story is 100% ruined because of nothing's being said. We just have a Bronto crossing the screen. Nothing was said. They still end up talking to the stormtroopers that look for the droids, and Obi-Wan then, you know, totally goes and tells one of them to give them their pants for luck.
How many people watching this do you think are going to get that?
I don't think very many are going to remember what a mile a minute of Star Wars is. Wait, was it mile? No, it's a mile a minute Star Wars.
Yes.
If you haven't seen that,
it's so stupid, but it's
so
great.
It is so stupid, but it is a great piece of internet history.
Here, touch your tongue to mine.
That is not from that at all.
That is from a different...
There's a different Mile a Minute of Star Wars?
No, that's from a different Star Wars parody that we watched at that time. That was from Thumb Wars.
Thumb Wars. Oh, right, that crap.
That was from... I still think that's one of my favorite parodies of Yoda in particular. Who are you? I am a puppet. Oh, I'm sorry? Hand goes into puppet. Hand reaches into head. Hand controls mouth.
You killed yourself.
I keep doing that.
You really should stop playing around that place.
Yeah, I probably should. I need to train under you so I can be the proper Thumb Master. Train you, will I? Train you, I will. Yes. Step forward. Touch your tongue to mine.
You know, actually, the best Yoda is bootleg Yoda.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am bootleg Yoda. It's me, Yoda. Oh, wait, never mind. It isn't.
That is best Yoda.
Yes.
Now they're thinking I'm Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, boy.
This is not a day in the life of Jimmy Neutron. This is definitely not.
No, this is one of the... I did mention the review of Jimmy Neutron, the video game, the board game. There are... that I knew, like, pretty much everyone I knew who had that game as a kid got stuck at that jump at the anthill.
That anthill is cancer.
Yeah, this is one of them. this is a guy I've known for years who never got past that anthill until I did it for him, and then he didn't touch the game even after that. He just like,
Nope. We just got to see how wonderful everything else was. And boy, was Carl's mom tired.
Yeah, that joke that's in the review that formulated at Mystery Guest's house. We literally did that same joke live. One of us pulled out their iPod and played Green Hill Zone at the precise second.
That was great. You know, you were warning us about it, and just like, oh, I know exactly what to do with this.
Tired. I still think that's my best video. It's going to be really hard to top that.
You'll find a way.
Yeah.
There's always something sillier going on in a video game somewhere else.
One thing that I do have planned that might be a contender is one time at a town fair that we have every year. Yeah. They'll sell like used video games, and like 2005 or so, I saw a PC copy of a game based off of a series of unfortunate events, the silly stupid movie. I'm like, wow, this is new. Again, this was at the time. This was like quite a while ago, and it was only $2. I'm like, wow, why is a game this new doing so cheap? I'm grabbing this and whatnot. And then
they think I'm the kind of like a board game guy.
No, he's not the kind of like a board game.
But though, speaking of kind of like a board game, how much of like a board game is this game?
Well, I mean, there are spaces.
There are spaces. There are spaces that you can fall to your doom.
Yes.
There are spaces that you can fall into cannons. You just have to roll the dice.
Roll the dice.
Oh, you just broke a wall.
Yes, a star is typically hidden in there.
I heard that.
But yeah, with that, so I pick up the game, I play it, And I didn't pass the first level. You want to know why? It was too weird. It did...
Was there also like a PS2 version of that?
Oh yes, there was a PS2 version
never
and
played
the
that
GameCube.
game.
I actually have it on GameCube because I found it, not even in the case, but alone for like $1. And it's a completely different game, actually. But it's the same genre.
Okay.
Which is really weird. But basically, the first level, like, you know how like a lot of video games do like a lot of like the characters will like do like little tutorials, but they'll try to somehow make it kind of plausible in the real world without saying it, or the world that they live in.
This is a tutorial.
Without saying that. However, here it's done so awkwardly. What's that? It looks like the letter A.
Oh, it's almost as if it's a game designed for children.
But then that's before we get to the crabs.
You died.
Yes, I did, and I was so damn close too.
Yes, you were.
And when I say this game is weird,
Forces is kind of like a board game, but from DeviantArt. Sure.
But no, basically, when I say this PC game was weird, I mean none of the weird stuff was in the movie or the books.
That shows you the people who made the game clearly knew what they were doing. They definitely saw some cutscenes before they started writing everything.
But yeah, so...
Oh wait, was that shots fired at Sonic? Whoops.
Yeah, that was shots fired at Ken Pondak, because it's too damn easy. It'd be funny if it wasn't so horrible. But basically, the thing that broke me, again, as a kid, this broke me. We get to a certain point, and this is, to this day, the most random-ass cutscene I have ever seen in a video game.
Oh boy.
Literally, like, it shows, like, underneath some floorboards, some scurrying coming around, and then you see a crab carrying a picnic basket, scurrying along with a bunch of other crabs around it. And they say this really nonchalantly, too. They say this line really nonchalantly. Those crabs have stolen our picnic basket and carried it up the hill. And that crab doesn't just carry it up the hill, it leaps. It leaps on top of the hill. And
that tornado is carrying a car!
Yes, but here's the thing. I couldn't figure out how to get the picnic basket. I couldn't figure it out. Maybe it was because I was a stupid kid.
You need a bear.
That's a nice picnic basket you've got there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you needed to do. You needed to channel your inner yogi, and then you would have been able to accomplish getting the picnic basket.
Given how weird that game is, I wouldn't be surprised if you just find a cardboard cutout of Yogi Bear and that's how you beat the level.
It might as well be.
And basically, there's, after that cutscene ends, there's just an armada of crabs just circling around this hill.
I might have actually played this game at some point.
It is like... So no, if I ever do that, if I ever do review that game, just prepare for like an epic cataclysm of psychotic breakdown of editing.
So wait, what is this region of YouTube that is basically a cult now that we finally finished talking about bears and picnic baskets?
That
You died.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Don't punch the flowers. It's not good for your health.
It really isn't. If I don't do it this time, I'm going to pick a different stage.
Okay.
Granted, if I don't do it the same, I'm probably going to die.
Yeah, you're definitely going to die if you don't complete the stage.
Alright.
Oh, and there's a bird.
Yeah, let's take the owl. Let's take the owl.
Hoo-hoo.
I'm here to tell you pointless information that you either already know or don't care about. For instance, the princess wears a pink dress, much like my Uncle Albert.
Oh, God.
I
think I remember this video.
It's official!
Yay! Game over.
Piranha Plants actually
Oh,
can...
wait. Not game over. That's right, this game goes to live 0!
Actually, Piranha Plants can be killed in the game, but you have to be really specific about how you do it. I think you have to leap at them, not just punch them.
Yeah.
Because there's an entire level in this game that's built around that mechanic. That's how I know this. All right, let's do Jolly Roger Bay. I like Jolly Roger Bay.
Okay.
I like the music of Jolly Roger Bay.
That's fine.
I like the music there.
That's fine.
Okay, but yes.
Death to flowers.
Death to flowers, yes.
The emojis do kind of look like weird pack people.
Just with shittier and bland art direction.
Yeah, it really does not work right. And in some cases, they don't even actually look like emoji.
Yeah.
Like the main character, apparently, I finally decided to see I guess one of the
previews
or something for it, just to see. Really, only because what's his face is the poo emoji, the famous guy.
What famous guy?
Patrick Stewart? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's supposed to be the poop emoji or something, or was. I don't know. I haven't seen him in any of the previews, so it's just like, I'm hearing all this, but I don't see you. It's a big problem. But yeah, they just don't actually even look like some of the emojis.
Captain Picard. Let me get this straight. Captain Picard is playing poop.
Yes. I will show you.
No, I believe you.
No, I'm gonna find it.
I believe. Why is Jolly Roger a painting of a sunken ship with his brothers? Question: are you going off of the DS version? Because if so, yeah, that's kind of different. There's a lot of differences between those versions.
It's supposed to just be a port. What is this crap?
Oh, Mario 64 DS? Yeah, no, it's kind of an expanded remake with new levels, new features. They tweaked a lot of things around. That image, that's beautiful. Why did they change it? I don't know.
It's Nintendo. You don't question those sometimes.
Yeah.
You just don't do it.
No, do you know what would be better than Patrick Stewart playing a poop emoji in a stupid emoji movie or whatnot? Do you know what would be even better? Just another Star Trek The Next Generation movie or whatnot, but Picard is just inexplicably a piece of poo that still talks like Picard.
You know, he could honestly be Picard still and not look like anything different. That guy does not seem to age.
He really doesn't.
It's kind of scary.
No, that's the plot of the movie. Everyone else is aging but Picard.
Oh, dude.
Plot confirmed.
Knowing Hollywood today, that is definitely a possibility. They'll take anything. Except something that's truly creative. Oh wait, no, that might actually be too creative. I'm serious. Why do something new when you can do what's already been done before? And that's how you make the highest grossing Star Wars film. Oh, and we cycle back.
Yes.
Although that probably was actually too quiet for any of them to hear what I said.
No, they probably picked up.
Okay, we'll find out.
Yes. I like the use of dynamic soundtrack here. How, like, when you're underwater, it plays chords, or if you're in the water, when you're on land, it just plays the melody.
Those are good touches.
Yeah.
You don't see that in modern games.
One thing I've noticed is oftentimes we make statements like that and whatnot, and sometimes it comes like we see games that actually end up doing those things, but we notice it less because it's less pronounced because of technical reasons.
Yeah.
I just find that kind of interesting.
Oh, really? The Emoji Movie kind of has a character with an existential crisis and tries to act out of what their intended role is supposed to be? In a very blatant way? No.
Oh my. We cracked the code.
We cracked the code. Hollywood still not being original. We're just changing things. And it's not even like the old movies, like going back to Star Wars, because if you actually know your Star Wars history, you know that a lot of the original trilogy borrowed a lot of concepts from a lot of more classical works. But it did it well.
Yes.
It did it well because it actually, you know, took the theming from it, but then ultimately did its own thing with everything. What a concept.
Yes. So actually, the topic of episode 1 came up earlier.
Yeah.
I might want to go back to that for a little bit because I remember, I don't know so much about you, but I remember vividly when that movie came out and when it was being hyped up.
Nope, don't remember that.
Yeah.
The first Star Wars movie I actually saw in the theater was episode 2.
Yeah. I actually did see a Star Wars film. Oddly enough, actually, the funny thing is, the first Star Wars film I saw in theaters was episode 4.
Interesting.
But it wasn't when the special edition was in
That's
theaters.
about his age, apparently.
No, basically what ended up happening is for my 10th birthday. Okay, so to clarify, for one of my for one of my childhood birthdays, or I think it was like when I turned 10.
Okay.
I think it was for my 10th birthday. There was a movie theater nearby or whatnot. That was it was like a small movie theater or whatnot. And basically for birthday parties, what they would do is they would, you would go there with a DVD or VHS, and they'd just play the movie on the big screen and give them like $35. And you and your friends and whatnot go see a movie. And of course, I freaking picked Star Wars.
Of course you did.
Yes.
Probably gave him the VHS too.
Yes, we did. I had to convince my mom that we had to get the widescreen cut.
Widescreen cut's their best version.
Yeah, because
The most.
my mother was like, yeah, she was like awesome to actually do that, though. I do have to say that. I really have to say that.
Good.
But she didn't want to. She never liked getting the widescreen cut of anything. But I'm like, but Mom, this is actually a widescreen display. Oh, okay.
It's a movie theater.
Yes. But yeah, but with all the others, the only Star Wars film of the original 6 that I saw in theaters when it was new was Revenge of the Sith. All the others I saw on VHS initially. Actually, yeah, I was going to correct myself and say, but Revenge of the Sith didn't come out on VHS. But yeah, that was already an exception to begin with because I actually saw that in theaters. But yeah, no, I remember that being hyped up. I remember that. Get out, shoe.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on in the chat either. Yeah, I need to find 4 more coins.
Well, do also remember with episode 1, it was the highest grossing Star Wars film until episode 7.
Yeah.
Remember that, children.
Yeah, and like, no, I could with the hype. I could totally understand people getting underwhelmed by it because it got excessive, but it was also, because I was a kid at the time, so goddamn exciting.
So just wait, The Force Awakens will be exactly like that.
I think it already is.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. A lot of people have changed their points of view of that movie over the course of a year.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. But I will say, looking back, I might as well talk about some of my issues with that film, or whatnot.
Which one?
Phantom Menace, because we talked so much about Force Awakens, and we made fun of like original trilogy purists. I might as well kind of provide my full thoughts.
Okay, fine.
And
More Star Wars.
meaning like, so I don't get like people know it's like, oh, you must be a prequel fetishist, or whatever term you want to come up with.
No, they're just more original than what you're currently trying to
Yeah.
sell me.
No, I will say this right now. Even as a kid and whatnot, the original trilogy has always been my favorite.
Yep.
It always has been.
Yeah.
Those have, in fact, the funny thing is, as a kid or whatnot, at my first elementary school,
Yeah.
no one in my grade had seen the originals except for like one guy. So when they thought Star Wars, they thought episodes 1 and 2. Episode 3 wasn't out yet.
And when you told them something about episode 4, they're like, "How is that possible?"
Oh yeah, no, there was
told
this.
me the story.
It's not just limited to that, but for that birthday party, that was a lot of people's first time watching episode 4.
Yeah.
So it was It was really fun watching their reactions, and because they liked episodes 1 and 2, but when episode 4 was on screen, they were in awe, especially at the Battle of Yavin during that climax. That is still one of my favorite climaxes in film. Huh? It's a real life Jack Razor. However, if he was the real life Jack Razor, he would sound exactly like me.
He does have a point. I'm just saying. If it was, it sounded a lot like Factify Fanatic.
Yes. But yeah, with that...
So I love how no matter which way you face on that tree, you just look like you're just in front of the tree.
Yes.
Good old classic video game logic. Oh god. Shh. Shh. Bird. Shush. That bird just screeched.
Yes. Oh jeez, it's talking to me again. I need to chase that blue coin down. It owes me money. The money owes me money.
It pays you with its life.
It's an economic paradox.
Oh, it went through a wall.
Yes.
Good old classic games.
How many voice actors are in Jack Razor? 1. Are you just playing the game for the heck of it? More or less. More or less. If I was doing a serious playthrough, or what? If I was being that serious enough a playthrough, I wouldn't be live streaming. This is like a very casual, trying to beat the game sort of thing. Have some cheats if you want. Nah, I'll decline. How many characters talk in Jack Razor? That has yet to be determined, my friend.
Ooh, spooky.
Because no, cutscenes and whatnot, those are going to be the things I handle last. Want to make... Yeah, I think that's a wise decision. What do you think?
What, you mean like designing everything else and then making the cutscenes go together instead of probably designing the game around the cutscenes? I actually don't know if modern games do that, but that might actually be something we might want to look out for.
What I'm doing?
No, if you think that the game was built around the cutscenes instead of the other way around. You never know nowadays.
Yeah. Ooh, ooh. Well, those coins are lost, except for this one at the very tip of the edge. Okay.
Right before he actually jumps off.
Yes. Do you change your voice for different characters? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you're not gonna figure it out. You're never gonna find out, guys. It is, and forever will be, a mystery.
Oh, we'll see.
Ooh, ooh.
We'll see, but for right
How
now...
does he do that? Ooh. Get back to the ship. It's still a mystery.
You're good.
You're good.
You're good. You're good.
You're good.
You're good.
Leel, 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 leel.
Not a scratch.
Leel, 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 leel. Perfect.
Yes, I am Sonic OC. Perfect. I am Sonic OC. I'm Knuckles the Enchilada.
He is...
Original character, do not steal.
He is the May Applebee's.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's go with that one.
Okay. Should I tell the story? Should I tell
No.
the tale of May? Alright, I will decline to tell the tale of May Applebee's.
It's just some word messing up. That's it.
It is the best
You're
case
good.
of autocorrect.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay, just outrun these guys. I've always been terrible with that.
Yeah, you're good. Not a scratch.
Okay, did I get the red coin down here? I have most of the red coins.
Quite a few coins.
I only have 48 though. This might not be the easiest level to get 100 coins out of.
Well, get the birds to shut up. They're getting annoying.
They don't shut up. The only time they shut up is if you talk to them. I think, actually no, I don't even think that's the case in this
I
game.
don't think you agree with that. Oh. Okay.
Yes! Cornflakes! Well, I didn't mean to do that, but there's more coins down here. Shut up. There are some coins I missed.
Oh, you missed?
I missed that one
You
anyway.
almost lost your life. Oh, they do have your name. Okay, so I can actually say your name. Okay.
Yes.
Wasn't sure.
That's how we got the classic "Hello, Edward" Mario Maker level that was sent to me.
Yes, I've seen that one.
Oh, this
That's where all
helps.
the coins are. They're on the racetrack. That's the best place to find your coins, on a racetrack. Remember, kids, if you ever need to find lots of money,
Ooh!
go to a NASCAR race and get on the track, because that's where all the coins are. Don't worry about it.
You will find forever happiness and limb injuries.
I'm not sure about that last part.
Limb injuries. Get into car crashes, kids. It's fun.
No, don't get into car crashes. That's a terrible idea.
You'll make the next Star Wars. But that's what happened with George Lucas.
He got in a car crash?
Yeah, no. Originally, he wanted to be a drive. He wanted to be like a race car driver or something. He wanted to do stuff with cars.
Oh.
That's part of the inspiration behind American Graffiti and the pod racing sequence in Phantom Menace, actually, because he loves cars. He likes cars.
That's why the pod racer sounded like cars.
Yes, vroom vroom. Wait till you see my level, Dear Ryan. Oh, he's gonna love that.
Oh, dear.
He's gonna love that.
Oh,
Oh
dear.
dear. Oh, Ryan! I've got the level for you!
What kind of hell have you unleashed?
The best hell. My hell.
Oh boy.
Is the mystery guest Chris O'Neill?
No.
Oh. Oh boy. Come on. Come on. If I can't get this one, I can't get this one. I'm gonna have to go back.
Oh, I have to go for another loop.
It's like trying to 100% complete Blade Mountain. Which I have done, because I'm crazy.
Oh god.
You do know the level I'm talking about.
I might.
The ice skating level of Pac-Man World 2.
Ah, yes. Yes, that one.
I have collected every Pac-Dot, every fruit, everything in one go, because you have no other choice. There's a reason why the game doesn't give you a one... There's a reason why the game gives you... You don't need 100% completion in order to get everything the game has to offer. Because the developers acknowledged... There's... 100% completing some of the levels is too insane for that. It's unreasonable.
Well, they could have also alternatively, actually made the levels reasonable. Just say.
True. Oh, Jesus. Because, yeah, no, the thing with Pac-Man World 2 is playing through them regularly is very, very, very fun. And
Oh. Let me get the star. You're gonna have to get the star again, aren't you? We've learned a lesson here. We have learned a lesson here.
Fuck.
When trying to get stars, don't talk about Pac-Man.
Fuck, 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 fuck.
Pac-Man will only bring you doom.
The glorious yellow ball will give you salvation and spoons.
Well, I guess you got some salvation from this mortal plane.
Also, that weird purple guy in Pac-Man World 3 who starts raving about spoons is voiced by the person who played Biggs in Star Wars. Isn't that just wild?
It's interesting to see people and where they go.
After he got blown up by Darth Vader, he started ranting about the cruel, burning eyes. That is still one of the only funny things in that entire game. That character and literally everything he says. Are you ever going to be doing another Mario Maker live stream? I probably should sometime sooner rather than later. I think Ryan would be the best person for that. Who knows, maybe next time it'll be like our more traditional fare, where we, instead of talking about level design, we talk about level design and disturbing shit. Because that's typically what happens.
Oh, dear.
Because I'm typically so jaded by the bad Mario Maker levels that... Okay, I think I've kind of screwed myself with that, so... However, I've not screwed myself with that quite yet. Mystery guess is the spoon guy from Pac-Man World 3.
What am I supposed to be afraid of again?
The cruel burning eyes.
The burning eyes of what?
It's never shown.
That's unfortunate.
Okay, I know where this is going.
Death?
Unless...
Found coins. Well, you're gonna get electrocuted at that.
Okay, I need to get myself up there because I've eliminated my only other route to get up there. Unless, hang on, if only the camera would let me.
Camera's not gonna let you.
Yeah. Maybe, hang on. The mystery guess is Peter Griffin. I am Peter Griffin, I am him, her. I am Peter, I am him.
This level does not seem very board gaming, I can tell you that.
Okay. You do you. Oh god. Oh please. Oh thank goodness. I am an idiot.
Quickly, he left the stream. Let's reveal who I really am. Nah. No, that's not gonna happen. At least not yet. Definitely not tonight.
Yes. Also, speaking of autocorrect shenanigans, I was hanging out with Ryan the other night, and whatnot. Well, it started in the afternoon. I was hanging out with him and Chris, and oh, Jesus. Okay. And basically what ended up happening was, Ryan was parked outside waiting for me, and I said, I wanted to say, just, I'll be right up, just, hang on 1 sec. However, that's not what autocorrect wanted to say. It wanted to say something different. So what ended up I ended up texting because of autocorrect, hang on 1 sec. I'm an idiot. I tried to do a long jump across. That's not what ended up happening.
Nope. Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing of autocorrect. It's made by Apple. It's going to work against you more often than not. Well, you're going to notice it work against you a whole lot more than other people's autocorrects.
Oh god. Oh boy.
Honestly, in the case of autocorrect, I still think, and spell checking, I think Microsoft still kind of has the crown for that.
Yeah, I've also had some pretty epic, bizarre things happen there too.
It just tends to work better.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. Okay. Perfect. Huzzah! sound of progress.
What, me coughing?
No.
Oh, okay. Happened at the same time, just saying.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
66.
My throats are scratchy.
It's because pizza.
We do have pizza.
I'm just saying, as a separate difference. Remember Sonic Adventure 3? The game also had a custom character gameplay, but usually had to draw your own character. Sega knew this would be badly drawn characters, so it was one of the.
Well, what?
It was canceled, still didn't stop me from playing it.
So it was canceled, or so it was one of the it was canceled? I'm trying to still figure out what's going on here.
It was one of the it was canceled.
It's like, is Bruno Mars gay?
Does Bruno Mars?
Yeah, does Bruno Mars gay?
Yes.
It is a great rumor. That is the. I don't know where I was going with that.
Okay. So let's try that again. I forgot to put reasons.
One of the reasons it was canceled. There we go.
It's kind of like a board game I should have been a great meme. I mean, it's crazy enough to be one. I just don't have the viewer count to do so. Not that I'm really asking for it. I'm kind of happy with kind of an in-between where I have enough people watching my stuff, but I don't have that kind of eyeball on me. Because with that comes pressure. Please check out my channel.
No, you just gotta start playing shitty games. That's all you gotta do.
But isn't Nutrin in itself a shitty game?
It is. But you just gotta constantly play games and talk about Babs and Lando, calories in the doll, action figures, and the club.
You gotta join my club, Luigi.
Shitty Mario impressions. There you go. All the impressions. Really fucked up playthroughs of Animal Crossing.
Okay.
That's how you get internet famous, kids. Just copy what Vine Sauce does.
Okay, I need to find more in the way of... Hang on. Yeah, there's a little... I found one of the secrets, wasn't necessarily trying to. Yeah, let's raise the water level.
That's a lot of water.
That's a lot of fish.
I don't see any fish.
It's a reference. Oh, I think the water level's a little too high. Oh wait, no, this actually might help me. Let's beat the level out of stupidity.
No, I didn't do it.
Hang on. Because I think you can do this. It's just a matter of... Yeah.
Huzzah!
Need subs, please check my vids. That was not exactly the best time for that.
Playing games.
Rising up as a real Lord and Savior. Yes. Okay. Secrets of the Shallows and Sky. Actually, one of the best things about collect-a-thons or whatnot is you don't have to stick to one thing. You can kind of just do whatever the hell you want. So let's diversify a little. Yay, praise me.
He gets it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I can't open your thing in a new tab. Just the thing. So, because I've done so much already. I can already go through here. I don't have to do anything.
Stupid says he's the real Lord and Savior now.
I'm the real Lord and Savior.
Oh dear, they're gonna fight over this now.
Oh yes.
Oh, I thought that toad for a second was like trapped in the wall.
I mean, they are trapped in the castle for some reason.
Easiest star ever.
There's actually a few of those. Some of the toads have stars.
Congrats.
But no, what would you say are your favorite collect-a-thons, or the ones that interest you the most? I'd say out of the collect-a-thons, that subset of 3D platforms, I'd say this and Jak and Daxter, the original one.
Okay. Wait, where does this come from? You just started.
It just popped in there.
Just popped in there?
Just popped in there.
Okay.
We'll go back to Phantom Menace later because that just popped in there.
haven't really been talking about that for a while, actually.
Yeah, we kind of diverged from that and never went back.
Yeah, we kind of diverged. I don't even remember what we diverged to.
Yeah.
We just diverged.
Yeah, welcome to streaming, my friend.
It's great, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yes. So... Sunshine would be a runner-up.
I'm trying to think of the collect-a-thons that I actually recall being collect-a-thons are. I think it's just literally Jack and Daxter and Sunshine. A few other things, but like those are the only ones that really stick in my head.
Yeah.
I probably played more.
I mean, Battle for Bikini Bottom is a...
Okay, yeah, there we go. That's another good one. I only remember the good ones. Although I didn't remember that one. For a second there.
Yes. It's Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's basically Banjo-Kazooie, but it's actually aged kind of better than Banjo-Kazooie. That's the strange thing about that.
Nah, I'd say it was better.
Oh.
Overall, it's better. No, not so. It's not better, but I don't know, because I've sort of seen both from the side. Granted, I've only ever played Battle, but I played Battle, not Banjo. But this doesn't seem exactly the Banjo style.
It's not the style, but it's the same kind of... It's the same tweaking of the Mario 64 formula, where instead of leaving the world every single time, you stay in it.
Ah, yes.
Jak and Daxter is more or less that fully realized and fleshed out even further.
Yeah.
Which I really
Although
liked.
I think it came out before Battle.
It did. But it came out after Banjo-Kazooie.
I know that.
No, the PS2 ran at the same time as the N64.
Ah, what the hell just happened? Okay.
Magic happened.
Magic happened, yes. Magic always happens. Alright. Let's try to get another star quickly before the jokes start coming in about the count of the...
Oh, jeez. You shouldn't have brought that up.
Yeah, now it's inevitable.
Yeah, it's definitely That's a save.
Yes. Ha! My video game skills actually came into play for 5 seconds.
Oh.
But yeah, what I was going to eventually say about Phantom Menace is, for one, I feel the screenplay is because it tries to incorporate so much. Like, I feel that we don't really get to the heart of the film until later. Because as exciting as, like, the opening can be, because a lot of the film is about Anakin, and we don't get into Anakin until pretty later.
It takes a while.
And after that, and when the two plots try to join back together again, Anakin doesn't have much to do with everything. It'd be one thing, like hell, actually, one idea that I thought...
It doesn't have a whole lot to do.
Yeah, I mean, he blows the Federation control tower up, but we don't get the same investment as Luke with the Death Star because the Trade Federation didn't really do anything with him. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. But yeah, it'd be one thing that would have been interesting is if the Trade Federation also dealt with slave trade. That might have given Anakin incentive, because they might have been like that. Because if that was the case, then that could have been tied to like original captors or whatnot.
I still think the whole reason we got more invested with Luke was just the fact that he was there for the whole movie and was a main character. Anakin just kind of just like a lucky little kid that just managed to stay in that cockpit and and then save the day.
Yeah, but
Well,
yeah,
no,
like
he
but
saved
also,
Jar Jar. Guys, you gotta realize this. Anakin saved Jar Jar.
thus dooming the galaxy. But at the same time, he also would help out with that later on.
He did also then ultimately doom. Remember, no, just imagine. Palpatine was able to gain power because Anakin saved Jar Jar. Conspiracy, guys.
Palpatine manipulated Anakin even before they even met.
Yeah.
That's how
Palpatine
deep this
knew
goes.
that Gungan was crucial to his plans for galactic domination.
Fuck. Okay. Gotta jump on that. Gotta. I failed again.
Yeah, I see that. No, I am not jumping.
He does not got a blast.
I just got Zelda to run on the Switch. Not Breath of the Wild, the original. It's running at 2.5 FPS, but to my knowledge, I'm the first person in the world to actually emulate an NES game on the Switch.
Okay.
Put it on YouTube.
So
It's on
guys,
YouTube now.
So yes, do you hear that, internet? My little brother just came downstairs. He has done something to his Switch to get the original Zelda to play on it. He's emulating it at 2 frames per second.
Wait, you're live streaming?
Yes, we are live streaming and you came down here.
Welcome to the internet.
Yes, you have done it, internet for you have done it first apparently. Share your accomplishments.
Yeah, quickly do that. Quickly do that, because someone else will.
Claim your glory.
Claim your glory in a Nintendo lawsuit.
He just walks away. That was my. I would too, but I just kind of find this funny. Anyway. But yeah, with the
Anakin
difference
brought
here,
about the doom to the galaxy in more than one way.
but kind of my point with that, aside from, because yeah, film time also comes into play there, definitely. But I think the other part is, the Empire hurt Luke. They basically destroyed his life. What life he had on
They
Tatooine.
also, though, kind of gave him the opportunity to go and do the life that he wanted in the end.
Sure.
He got to go, now he doesn't have to worry about being told that he can't go to Tosche Station to pick up some power converters.
Right, but I also feel that part of Luke's journey involved, like, when he didn't have all the adventure or whatnot, he didn't appreciate what he had, but by the time he lost it, he did. Like, through basically the means in which he got what he wanted in the end
Oh, I know.
was a loss in of itself.
I know.
See? That's what happened. That's good storytelling, kids. That's interesting. But, again, Anakin didn't really get a chance to have that. Because the screenplay was juggling so much.
Yeah.
But then, funnily enough, through trying to be the exact... But to kind of tie it back to Force Awakens tried it so hard not to be Phantom Menace that it ended up juggling so much that it ended up being Phantom Menace's lesser equivalent in that regard because it had the exact same problem.
Oh. Well, it did also have a desert planet.
Yes. Can you please tell Raziov to stop spamming? Raziov, please. Please. You just want subs? Yeah.
Everyone wants subs.
Everyone wants subs. Everyone wants... But, yeah, this live stream probably isn't the best place to do it. I can't even open your channel in another tab. Because if I try clicking on it, it just...
There's no link.
Yeah. So, it's kind of hard to subscribe to you if there's no option to subscribe to you.
Blame YouTube.
Yeah. So, if you want to do it... If you want to gain subs, basically just find another tactic. Maybe afterwards, maybe after the stream is up, maybe like say, here's my channel, I exist, on the comments section when the stream is archived, therefore people actually will have the means to subscribe to you. Because yeah, I get it. I totally get it. It's hard to start off. it is really hard to start off because of the way YouTube distributes its views. It's hard to find. Basically, YouTube's recommended videos, they will only go for higher viewed stuff. You have to actively search for the lower stuff. So yeah, it's very hard to start. I'm not saying it isn't, but I'd say find other methods. I think that's a fair answer.
Yeah.
Like hell, I'm getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, but that really did not happen quickly. I really put good efforts into my videos for a 10-year-old. Now that explains it. Well, we all gotta start sometime. Factor 5 Fanatic only has 903. Yeah, that's true, but it's been... I'm closer than I was. Not too long ago, I only had 800. It's been speeding up. I've been happy about that. Alright, so we have 70. Alright. What should we do? Because, yeah, no, I actually started doing YouTube stuff like 10 years ago. I actually just talked about this last stream. But yeah, I've been...
Yeah, you've been kind of for a while.
I know the YouTube's... It was easier back then to get traction.
Yeah.
Way easier. Yeah, a 14-year-old can do good content or whatnot, but, yeah, also what ends up happening is even if a 14-year-old can do good content, inevitably later on they'll hate that content and just be like, I can't believe I did this. Even if the other people end up liking it, it'll just be like, oh my god, I'm ashamed of everything in my life. What is that username? Super Mario 64's page. That... Alright, what am I doing? Oh no, I am not doing Snowman's Big Head. As a first level, I always save Snowman's Big Head for last because it's the most infuriating for me, personally.
Okay, get on top. On the looks of it.
Yeah. No, I know it's something. I usually get this one pretty quickly, but I'm just trying to figure it out again because it's been a while.
It's like you should get on the top of this structure.
Maybe. Hang on. What? Where is it? Why did you take down your Ocarina of Time review? Did I? Maybe it's unlisted, because I looked at my videos the other day. I saw it in there, but that's from the inside. That's from the Creator Studio. See, I don't really take videos down, even if I'm not happy with them. Nothing near hard. Try Kaiser Mario 64. Oh my god. I'm not saying this game is hard at all. If anything, I've beaten this multiple times. But, basically, let me put it like this. I approach this game differently than I would a Contra game or Rendering Ranger or whatnot. I take it slow. I experiment. I play around with shit, because that's how you have fun in these kind of games. I want to have fun, damn it! Not everything needs to be like, you need to learn how to wave dash, bro.
I hate those Smash players.
Same. As if that in of itself wasn't an indication enough.
People need to kind of understand that Smash is a party game first.
It really is.
It really is, and that's why there's all that kind of stupid stuff that people love to expose.
Streaming requires beefier stuff. Have you seen Vinny from Vine Sauce play games?
Play some great games.
He plays some great games. He's not often great at them. I think even he would agree with that. Because, again, with streaming, part of it is playing the game, part of it is conversation.
Yeah, but then also just have.
No, amazingly, he's actually a pretty good rogue leader. And that is not exactly the easiest game around.
There's a lot of things that are difficult with that game. Many things.
Yeah, but you look at him playing it, I'm like, oh wow, this. You look at his medal record, and I'm like, wow, that's not bad. This is the windiest of trees.
It is.
Hold me. Shy Guy knocked me off.
No, the Shy Guy was trying to go in for a hug and failed terribly.
Contra is met in difficulty. How about Contra Hardcore then? On Genesis. Kaizo pushes games to limits. I don't really. I've never been a fan of Kaizo. It's kind of. There's kind of. To me, difficulty and trial and error perfection bullshit is. They're kind of two different things.
Yeah, when it's just like, you know, it's possible with extreme luck, that's not really game design. That's just, you got lucky. And that's what a lot of those types of, like, super hardcore games...
Is the mystery guest Factor 5 fanatic?
Okay, the Ocarina of Time review has gone MIA.
Okay.
Full show.
I'll look into it. But yeah, I haven't deleted it. And I haven't gotten a copyright claim or anything.
YouTube being YouTube. Good old Google. Doing whatever it wants.
Yeah. But no,
Maybe
if
they
you
got
want
bored with it and canceled it.
if you want a legitimately really damn hard game, play Rendering Ranger on the Super Famicom. Or Enforcer for the Commodore 64. Pretty much anything Manfred Trench has even touched.
Let's suggest some games that these people would have a super hard time finding. That's a great idea.
Well, I mean, if they're playing Kaizo, clearly they have emulators.
True.
You guys collect Kaizo carts? Officially distributed by Nintendo? Of course. Yes. I have 8,000. These two are crazy. These three are crazy. Gene for the... Oh my god. Is this going to be a meme? Is this going to be an inside joke now? Who is the mystery guest? Couldn't hear the games I recommended? Okay. Let's... Do you like Universal Soldier for the Genesis?
You can play the real version.
I can play the real Turrican too. I have my Amiga right there. But no, I think Universal Soul... Yeah, the mystery guest is flailing away at the Amiga keys.
It exists.
Yeah.
It is real. It does.
Now, Battletoads is also a good example. Battletoads is a good example. That's a hard game. I've played Battletoads, dude. I haven't beaten it, but I've gotten very far in it. I think I got to the last level at one point. Because no, when it comes to those kind of games, when it comes time to like break down and just like get into the dirty, I can. This isn't the game for that. My brain adjusts to what kind of game I'm playing and the kind of play style the game was meant for. Oh yeah, no, the turbo tunnel is crazy. I would come on. But no, I'll say this. Universal Soldier, when it tries to be Turrican 2, it's not bad at it. When it tries to be Universal Soldier, it's terrible. But in of itself, it's amusing to me. I have a kick out of it. I'm usually laughing while playing it. I think it's better programmed than Accolade's port of the original Turrican to the Genesis. But both kind of make me fail. Both, I feel, fail in comparison to Mega Turrican. Even though Turrican 3 is the biggest black sheep in the series, I'm glad Factor 5 took over and handled that. I don't know. Chat, you guys are confusing me. It's actually difficult with fair level design, yet a lot of games are like that, actually.
As long as the level design is fair.
Yeah. Again, play Rendering Ranger, for the most part at least. Sometimes that gets too crazy. Again, play Contra Hardcore for the Genesis. Speaking on the note of Genesis games. Play Super C, for that matter. Not as hard as Contra Hardcore, but still pretty damn hard. I have nothing to block the chat with. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sorry. Fucking up with the turbo. Alright. They fucking up with the turbo. Yeah, okay. Is Pat kind of the mystery chest? Oh no. I'm just imagining this going on forever. Just like, is mystery guest Mephiles the dark chicken flour egg seed. Chicken flour egg seed. I wish to travel through time with a chicken. Chicken. Please don't block me, I'll behave. Good. Is Ken the mystery guest? Yes, it is me. Your old nemesis, Ken. What? That isn't mystery guest doing that. That's me doing the impression. Okay. I think this is the one that actually has a level in it. Okay, come on now. I will have to... Yeah, Alright, come on. I wish there was a way... I wish someone made like a camera hack or whatnot that had a more gradual camera instead of these angles.
But it's because you're using a controller that actually has a joystick there instead of buttons.
I had a problem with that even with the C buttons.
Well, no duh.
And hell, look at Rayman 2 on the N64. It had gradual movement. That was great. Is Joel the mystery guest? Hit the button! Oopsies.
No idea what that is.
Neither do I, actually. Oh, I need to go. Oh, thank God, that was close. Mario 64 had good controls. For just standard stuff, just jumping around and doing that, it's totally fine, control-wise. But when it comes to doing specific moves, like the backflip or whatnot, it can be a little imprecise. Which is why I'm kind of getting annoyed by people being, like, throughout the stream last part and this part, oh, why are you playing this like a Sky Zone? Because the controls weren't built for that.
You're not playing an original game in a way that other people who modify the game play it?
Cruiser
What? I can't believe that.
No way! I can't believe this!
Cannot believe that you play the game in its original form.
Especially when
Everyone
I'm playing
knows
it as
that fans know best for what needs to happen.
Ken Podtack is the mystery guest. I hate my life. Oh, Jesus. Okay, come on now. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-boop. Well, that happened. Speaking of big modifications, how do you feel about Brutal Doom? I feel that's a little different because it basically adds a there it kind of makes modifications to the point, it makes enough heavy modifications to the point where it actually affects how the game is played, and the way it plays the game is creative, it's cool. Whatnot. It's not something that I play personally a lot, I play Brutal Doom, but there's a difference between playing Brutal Doom and whatnot, and expecting people to play the original Doom in its original form, like Brutal Doom, or something of the sort.
I also just find it really annoying when people also like take like a modified version or something, and then kind of expect that the original stuff should play the way that the modified stuff works. It's
yeah, though at the same time with Doom 2016, the reboot, it basically adapted a lot of the Brutal Doom stuff into an official game, and it worked. It was amazing.
Well, they could also build the game around that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't operate at like minimal FPS.
No, and that was the thing about Brutal Doom that was so interesting was, it was modified enough to have the game kind of feel like it was built around that.
Oh, he finds Jak 2 to be the worst Jak and Daxter. Well, that's because it's not really a Jak and Daxter. The franchise kind of stopped being itself after the first game.
Yeah. While I get some enjoyment out of Jak 2, I will say that. I think as a PlayStation 2 game in of itself, I think PlayStation 2 owners should at least play it. I think it is one of the more standout titles in the library. I wouldn't put it at the top, but...
No, Jak is not the mystery guest. I'm not edgy. I'm not trying to be like edgy and angsty and shit crap like that.
But at the same time...
I'm too happy.
He's happy, but he can also be pretty grumpy.
Not that grumpy.
Okay, we're 2 away, then we could fight Bowser. Fight Bowser in his castle.
Bowser.
Message retracted. Well, it doesn't really matter because I didn't see it.
Oh. Or called you out. Link turned edgelord.
Kinda. When you play... oh boy. Okay, come on.
Called it.
That was perfect!
I called it!
I really hated Jak 2's gunplay. I had mixed thoughts on it. I think it worked well enough. I just didn't like some of the things they did with it. I think control-wise.
The guns were fun, but I kind of wanted a game. But very often when I started to play that game, I just wanted to go right back into the classic Jak and Daxter style of just kicking the shit out of everything.
Yes.
That to me was definitely
Actually, hang on, I'm going to try something.
something that, like, the game at times just really was just kind of like, yeah, you know, you played the old game. but we're not going to let you really play this game like the old game. We're going to leave some of the mechanics in there, but really you shouldn't use them at all.
So yeah, to kind of clarify, I like, basically, I like Jak 2 on its own to a degree. I don't like it as much as the first, but I do like it. Mystery Guest does not like it very much at all.
Stupid sewer level.
Oh god! Oh god, the sewer level!
That literally ruined the game. It was okay. Then that level happened. And then you get stuck on it. Because the game's just kind of like, no.
You kind of get stuck in that game fairly often. That's...
Yeah, you never really got stuck in the original. You always felt that you were progressing, and it was great.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. That happened.
That definitely did happen. Oh, that one went. That's a game, not a person.
Is Jak 2 the mystery guest? Is Jak 2 the
Turret mission. It's a turret mission. Is that after the server?
I think there were a few. That's kind of vague.
What do you mean by turret mission? Clarify.
One of my least favorites, the one I got stuck on, was I forget what exactly it is you were getting at the on the docks, but afterwards, like, a bunch of the Crimson Guards start, like, popping, like, there's just so goddamn many you have to get out.
Like a few of those, like, turret-like missions where you're, like, on rails, right?
Yeah.
Especially the on rails section of that game. Yeah, that game just, like, had too many things going on in it. The original game was just, like, you platform, punch and kick things.
At the same time, it was a little more restrictive. Like, yeah, it gave you multiple missions that you could partake in, but I kind of... When I think of the original Jak and Daxter, what made me love it so much was just how much sheer freedom it gave you.
It's like, oh, you're upset with Spider Cave because Spider Cave sucks? Go to Snowy Mountain.
You could, if you play your cards
You're
right...
sick and tired of Spider Cave? Well, actually, you can skip the entire thing, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
You honestly can get the necessary power cells to achieve reaching, you're reaching through, going through lava. Yeah, reaching the Citadel through lava tunnel. Lava tube,
yes.
without even trying. You just have to 100% every level before, and then you don't even have to go through Spider Cave.
I think thanks to that fireplace, I'm stuck here.
Stuck.
Let's see now.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, what made them think... We talked about that at some point.
Yeah. I'm just imagining now, because of this fireplace and whatnot,
Yes.
I'm just imagining, like, Mario having, like, a little hellfire moment. Hellfire!
But seriously, we talked about why they made Jak 2 so stupid.
It was GTA. Yeah, it pretty much was.
Really? I thought there was other things going on where, like, everyone needed to make edgy characters, too.
Yeah, no, that was starting to be a trend.
GTA and the need for edgy characters.
So because I'm stuck here, I'm just going to exit out. Let's find 2 more stars.
2 more stars.
There's 2 more stars. Okay.
2 more stars.
Elizabeth's Cave. Yeah, I'm going to see about more, Do what?
Missed what?
Hang on. Hang on. What I'm going to do.
We can just repeat what we said.
We're going to go back. And because I know we can do this. Because I was so damn close. However, we're going to do the ones in the slide first.
Okay, actually no, getting back though on the Jak topic.
Yeah.
I can definitely say that the original game did not set itself up in any way that made Jak 2 make sense. Like, they tried their best, but it just made no sense.
Do you have a Sega Saturn? No, I don't. I'm sorry. I have a Genesis and I have a Dreamcast. But as you were saying.
That's basically what I was saying.
Yeah.
It literally comes down to... Yeah. It just was like a drastic change that just was like, no, let's not.
Do you have pets? No, I don't. Wait, what? Dinosaurs for hire is better than turkey. You come sheets. What the fuck? What does that even mean?
No one knows.
What?
Nobody knows.
What the hell? I think out of all the streams I've done, I think this has had some of the crazier chat moments.
Yeah, it definitely seems to have. This is crazy.
Yes. So, we're going to go back to the slide. Are bananas your favorite food? That's an unusual question.
They're getting very strange.
They are getting very strange. What's going on in your profile pic? I don't want to know. I'm going to just block that out from my... out of sight, out of mind, you know?
Yeah.
I has idea. It won't reach.
I need to see that. I need to see what's going on.
Well, what about Sonic Adventure 3? It's a game, actually.
But is it really?
Look up Dinosaurs for Hire on YouTube. I'll check it out, but that's quite the hell of an introduction to it. Acceptance. Oh. Oh god. Maybe I won't look it up then.
Don't look it up. Just don't.
Search for Turk and alternatives. I mean, there's a site for that. Turk and SATA. That's... No, there are definitely other games that whatnot that follow the Turk formula that are... Oh my god, what have we unleashed? What have we brought onto this world?
What do we do? I was looking at my phone.
It's a turret clone. Dinosaurs for Hire is a turret clone, it seems. Okay.
I don't think that has anything to do with the picture.
Yeah.
Good.
But... yeah, no, there are definitely games that follow the Turrican formula that I do like. A lot, actually. Just because a game is like something else, that doesn't make it any better or any worse. So yeah, I'll check it out. Are you part of the Eagle clan? Gun. I like running guns. A lot, actually.
Jump and shoot, man.
Yes. Alright, I think this gives us a good start. Okay. Okay.
No. No, stupid. That's stupid.
Hey, weren't you developing a game at some point? Talked about that earlier in the stream, actually.
Yeah, I've not been here for that.
In fact, that's why I haven't really uploaded too many formal videos, is because I've been working my ass off on trying to finish it.
There's been lots of porting going on.
It's kinda crazy. Kinda crazy. Oh, actually, I told Mystery Guest about this, but I haven't shared this story. So, in one of my classes last semester, there was this one classmate.
Oh, this story.
And at one point, aha! Basically, he was like one of those guys who liked thinking to himself that he was a paragon of knowledge, that he was a genius, but he was a complete dumbass.
Story.
and whatnot, and he like tried to show off how smart he was by trying to use the biggest words or the most smartest sounding words he knew, but he only knew like 2 or 3, so he always used the same ones over and over and over again. Yeah, so it's like, so he would always say, "It is my contention that," and he would always phrase statements like that. There would be no deviation, whether it was appropriate usage of the word or not. Most often not. And one time in class, he tried making the contention that you can't do anything in your life, you can't make a decision, you can't do any action that doesn't directly impact lives of those around you. So, a student just has this sly look on his face, he has this sly smile, he turns over to him and
Acts like a smartass, just like anyone else should in this situation.
And he looks over to this classmate and says, "I had pancakes for breakfast." I had pancakes with syrup for breakfast this morning.
And the act of having pancakes with syrup for breakfast apparently affected this kid's life.
Yeah, no, he tried arguing how that would do so. He tried arguing it, and it was the most hilarious thing because it wasn't connected to anything.
Actually, school is not a Masonic lie. It's the place where you find that you have a professor that really likes guns. And also did a lot of other crazy things, like when he went to his own graduation at the same school, showed up like just completely like hungover and everything and lied on his lineup card so that he was given the highest honors possible during the ceremony. It's great. And then suggests that you do the same. That's what happens when you go to school. True story.
Yeah, figured.
But then you go in his house and get to hold his guns. That's the best part.
But yeah, so he started going on like this is how he argued that eating pancakes affected everyone's lives in the room. So let's assume that this class starts at 9:25 in the morning, and the professor cuts him off. It doesn't, though. It starts at 3.
Yeah.
And but he keeps going with that anyway. He keeps to that. So saying this class starts at 9:25 in the morning, but at 9 o'clock you're eating pancakes, and so you miss class and you come in late. That's ruining everyone else's time in the room, or whatnot. And the professor is like having none of this and keeps describing how wrong he is, but it never gets through to him. So with that, so he keeps hanging on to this argument until he has nothing left, and then when he realizes he can't stick to that argument anymore, he just goes, his bowels, and the entire class just lost it.
Yep.
That was a very interesting class. That was a communication ethics class, actually.
Oh, ethics classes are fun. Anyway,
And-
there's another question.
go ahead.
Just back there about the Sonic Forces OC creation system. The only thing that has to be, if big is not in the game, you better be able to create big. So then you can ignore everything else and go on an adventure for Floggy.
With a flamethrower.
With a flamethrower.
I must find Froggy or else you will die. Die a painful and flaming death. I am flaming for Froggy!
Oh God. No. No.
The sad thing is I'm actually kind of proud of myself for saying that.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
Do you know what? I'm tired of trying to get into that house. Let's just collect the coins. I already talked about the character customization earlier, I think in the first part of the stream. But,
Stream or the other stream?
well, this is kind of a continuation off the stream I did a few nights ago.
Yeah.
But to kind of repeat myself, I think it's kind of neat, in a sense, but also it owes, I think it's something new
No, it's not.
for the series.
Okay, yeah, for this series, but create your own characters.
Yeah, no, I know that. It's something the series hasn't tackled explicitly before.
Yeah, but now you're just kind of opening up the world to...
Yeah, that's the other part of it.
Yeah, shitty shenanigans.
I would be more... I wouldn't... The part of me that's iffy about it is only iffy because of the work. Yes. However, I do find it kind of hilarious that now people are probably going to play as, like, Cold Steel and shit like that. That kind of amuses me. I want to see what people... I want to see what kind of crazy shenanigans people do with it.
Literally any name, the Hedgehog. Seriously, just try looking up your name and add the Hedgehog, and you'll probably find something.
Yeah, no, it's scary. But I also... One thing I do like... One thing I do...
OCs, no. There are no good OCs ever. No. But that's more of a comment about fandoms and critical masses of fandoms and other things, and how eventually they do cause damage to the franchise in which they are trying to be a part of.
It's awfully specific.
What do you mean? It does damage to any franchise, not just one.
Yes. What about Nazo? I wouldn't know because I don't really pay much attention. All I know is I'm just going to put Jazz Jackrabbit as my playable character in that, because that fits too well. Alright, just need one more. And then we can fight Bowser.
Bowser! I'm gonna fight and kill Bowser.
Okay, the question is, where's the last one?
We're gonna fight Bowser, eh, Luigi?
Please Skype with me, Factor 5. I showed more Nintendo fans than Jesus. I mean, by default, I would assume so.
That's pretty easy to do.
Okay.
Not get religious in any way. Assuming that Jesus did exist in some form. He's dead. You have definitely trolled more Nintendo fans on Skype than Jesus has. Skype did not exist back then. Logic. Good logic.
Okay. Seriously, where is this last?
Down there. There's just a shadow down there.
That's enemy that breathes fire at you. There it is!
We found it. Oh yeah, it does breathe fire. Look at that.
It is. Okay, come on now. Okay, come on now. Excellent.
This camera does jump a lot.
Okay, come. Ah! Oh boy. Please end it. Chat, stop it. Yeah, no, I'm with James Wilson on this one.
No.
Let's...
Literally, the comment was just saying, in the event that,
Yeah.
Basically, it's a silly comparison to make, considering the person in question never existed around the time of Skype.
Skype is relatively recent.
Big the Cat very well might be.
We all know that God is Big the Cat. If that was the case, I would go to church every day.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Church of Froggy. The Church of Froggy.
go fishing every day because your best friend keeps running away from you. Oh no, Froggy!
Okay, so something very good did come out of this stream tonight.
The Church of Froggy.
Church of Foggy.
I got my Froggy.
Okay, come on. No! Let's go fight Bowser.
We'll go fight Bowser.
Bowser in his cage!
Maybe we'll fight Froggy when we fight Bowser. Maybe Bowser told Froggy.
Maybe Bowser is Foggy.
Oh, but then I can't fight him. Cause he's my friend. I also like how we go from jumping into pictures into just going down in the holes.
Yes.
Very interesting way that they decided to like change the last part of the game. Very good.
However, to be fair, you are also doing crazy things like jumping into clocks and whatnot.
It's kind of like a painting.
Yeah.
In the same way, it's kind of like a board game.
Oh no! Oh my god, this chat is a chat.
It is a chat.
Last time it wasn't this crazy.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't this crazy. I don't think any other time.
Let's just run up almost vertical walls. It's fine.
Look guys, it's Super Mario Galaxy before Mario Galaxy.
Oh,
Just playing around with gravity. Alright.
Nintendo did though.
Mario 64 DS. Okay.
Well, we are also playing it in emulation. Emulation is never perfect.
The Switch is a better system than the Xbox One.
Depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Game-wise, there's a very good chance of that.
There's also
Hardware-wise, nope.
I mean, also, the Switch is very new, and as such, it only has such a large library. But I feel in time, after it gets more games on it, absolutely. At this point, again, it depends on how you look at things.
It is always interesting how you don't necessarily need the latest and greatest hardware to still make fantastic games.
Yeah.
Just honestly, in a way, kind of shows where priorities have really gotten screwed up.
Yeah, I mean, hell,
Video games.
look at the 6th generation, for instance, because that's my favorite generation.
I forget which one was
GameCube,
Ah,
PlayStation
yes, that
2,
one. Yes,
Dreamcast,
that was
Xbox.
we don't talk about the Dreamcast.
I love the Dreamcast. The
I know.
Dreamcast is awesome.
But it failed, so we don't talk about it. It's kind of like a GameCube.
But, for instance, kind of drawing a comparison, the PlayStation 2 had, out of the Core 3, had the weakest specs, but not only did it sell the best, by far, not only did it get the biggest library,
That was just because it was a DVD player.
right, but at the same time, now, it has a reputation for possible, like, people often cite it as one of, if not the best video game console in history.
Good, because they kind of made a crazy UI afterwards.
Okay, just running to get a good angle. Yes.
It does say goodbye, Game Bowser.
So long, Gay Bowser!
I thought that was just creative sentence mixing.
No. It just sounds like that. Just like, nice for the princess to invite us over for picnic, gay Luigi.
I hope she made lots of spaghetti!
Well, that one missed.
Gay Bowser is coming back.
Hello, Gay Bowser!
He's back. Don't worry. Don't worry. He's homophobic. He's He's not letting gay Bowser. Really?
But then at the same time, what would gay Bowser want with Peach?
Yeah, that's a good point. If Bowser was gay, why is he kidnapped the princess? Something you're not telling us?
What? Okay. Well, at least that gets me closer. At least he didn't fall off.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
Damn it! That was the right angle, just not the right acceleration. Bowser wants to hide his penis.
Ah. Typical kidnap a princess to prove that you're not gay. A true classic.
Okay. Perfect. Not perfect. In fact, kind of the opposite of perfect, actually. Alright. Come on. Damn it! Come on. So close. It's literally this last one. Okay. Ever hear of Christian? Of course.
Whoa.
Perfect!
Excellent! Totally planned.
That was so intentional. I have the best nipple skills of any nipple.
Excellent.
You got a glam stall.
Glam stall. Shoutouts to Simple Flips.
Still find it hilarious that that the Nintendo 64 didn't have a sound font. No, not a sound font. It didn't have a sound chip.
Ah.
It did not have a sound chip. Everything was routed to the motherboard.
They had a very weird actual internal configuration.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh no, it was the PlayStation did too, though.
PlayStation had a sound card.
No, but it had a very strange way that it was wired.
Yeah.
That actually gave it other issues. They both had weird design choices.
Ah, totally.
I'll just show you that video.
Yeah. Well, I also know enough about the hardware to kind of have an idea of what you're talking about. Like, the Nintendo 64 was built kind of to intimidate programmers. Like, whoa, let's make this hard to work with on purpose. Whereas with the PlayStation, it's like, okay, let's have everything perform as well as possible. Everything needs to be performance, even if it causes, like, graphical tearing and weird shit going on.
Yeah, okay, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. You'll see. Very interesting way of how they routed things. Like, for example, the CPU actually did most of the work on the PlayStation. The GPU was just told, render this.
Yeah.
And not even the same way that it's done on, like, modern equipment. It's just like, here's everything you need to do, just throw it through and hope it works.
You should make it so if you 100% complete Jack Razor, the title screens press to enter on your nipples. You know, I actually might do that.
Dear. Don't give him ideas.
Yeah, I'm not the kind of person you want to do that for.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell? That
Putting black boxes on a screen too hard. Please nerf.
Normally I really like this song, but it's sounding awfully strange today.
Again, when you put black boxes on a screen and are technically rendering fewer things, it becomes much harder to run. Shrinking the image is very difficult.
I've never had this issue. I would Control Alt Delete to see never usage, but
You could also just right-click on the taskbar. Just literally right-click the taskbar.
now it's starting to get back.
Opening Task Manager to OP. Please nerf.
I mean, some of it, the streaming software is putting some stress, but I don't see why this should be.
It's now affecting the stream.
I hope you are enjoying the music. Koji Kondo, I'm sure you would be proud listening to your composition distorted. Did you see what Newman from Pac-Land said? No.
He hasn't spoken for a while.
Where is he? Great content you provide. I really appreciate your channel and the work how you put in your videos. You're a really unique and underrated YouTuber. You're one of my inspirations for doing YouTube. Thank you for the great content you provide. That's wonderful. That is very, very nice. Thank you. Laggy monkey.
Laggy monkey.
Laggy monkey. I'm surprised it's lagging this much on this computer.
Well, again, you're streaming.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
You are a man, call me. You want an idea for a game that is really dumb would never work? What is that dumb idea? Tell me this dumb idea. I might make a game out of it.
Stop giving him ideas.
I'm creative in the worst of ways.
I know. You use chicken bones for dice.
Yes! And I even, you can't see it. You can't even see it in the video, but before I threw them and whatnot, we wrote numbers on them so they would, to aid the joke better. It's pretty great. The game about which rescues are failing. Oh, I can't imagine who's doing that. I can't imagine. Wow. The music is out of sync with the game.
It's fine.
Because normally, yeah. That is really weird.
That's what happens when you lag the hell out of the game.
It wasn't lagging at all the rest of the time.
Don't worry. Yeah, cutscenes are too hard.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Even that was kind of laggy.
Yeah.
That was kind of crazy. Well, I guess this is where we'll end things. There's not much else to do now.
Oh dear.
We'll have to restart it anyway if we were to continue in the first place. So, thank you for joining us on this May